the simple truth about what it takes to become the next before to after transformational success story. Creating your own success story, body transformation, as it comes to losing body fat, building lean muscle, changing the shape of your body, creating better health, more energy, more success, because it really does impact the rest of your life. If you've got nothing going on or nothing seems to make sense to you and you're trying to change your body for whatever emotionally compelling reasons you have, this video is for you, because it takes the mysticism and everything off of weight loss, out of trying to change your body for the better. And there's a lot of times we could be up on social media looking at just different videos of people that have changed their body so dramatically, their health, and all of a sudden they seem like a different person, right? They have more confidence. They don't partake in things that are not going to better their life or move them forward. And so there's a lot of psychological benefits. There's a lot of things in stress management, overall happiness that is had with following a really well-structured plan that is going to help you to achieve the results you want, look your best, etc. And I want to get into the nuts and bolts of it so that you know how to do this. Very structured, simple, and actionable. So let's just jump into it. We've all seen over the years the before and after pictures, right? You see the one picture where they're a little bit sad, they don't have much color, like they're not tanned, either they're not shaved, whatever, and then you see the after picture and it's 12 weeks, 16 weeks, a year, whatever it is, right? And they're tanned, they got a little pump going, they have a big smile on their face, they've used some teeth whitener, they might have had their hair done, their makeup done, whatever it is, right? And it's like the symbol of success, of happiness, right? Of having the things that you want in your life, and your life structured and operating the way you want it to, right? We look at those people and say, wow, that's a winner. I wish I could do that. But then comes the list of reasons/excuses. So what I want to do is explore the nuts and bolts, the things that are really going to get you to that after picture, okay? What does it take? Because you don't see the in-between. The in-between you might see is the promise of getting to that after with this simple pill, with following what's in this book, etc. And the truth is, that's where a lot of people get lost, right? They have this motivation, they're ready to do it, they're finally ready to change, and they put all of their trust in the system. And the truth is, the systems generally do work, but the problem is you don't work the system, okay? Now, what I mean is that there's some simple commonalities in a lot of these programs that do work. And I'm talking about nothing magical about the supplement, about the meal replacement, about the protein shake, about the whatever, okay? It's just simply a tool in the toolbox that gets you there. But without these things, all of that is for naught. 1 out of 10 that loses weight and achieves a result of fitness actually maintains that for the next 2 to 5 years. It's very high failure rate. And I feel that the main reason is that they abandon the principles, abandon the action steps that need to become routine and habitual for you in order to get to that result. And it all starts with this. Number 1, setting goals. When you set your goals, what you're essentially doing is making a measurable outline, okay? So you're defining things that are very clear. You have to be super clear on this, because if you're not going to see results. You won't be able to measure if you succeeded or failed. It needs to be something like a number of pounds lost, okay? It needs to be things like I will achieve this strength goal, and it has a specific number on it. If you are trying to, say, do 25 push-ups, it needs to be not just I need to do more push-ups, I want to be stronger. You know, it's all very subjective. You need something very objective. So it needs to be something that you can clearly see, black and white, no blurry lines, no gray area, if you achieved the result you want. Now, at the end of whatever this timetable journey is for you, you may or may not hit that goal. You might exceed that goal, but you're definitely going to make a lot of progress in the direction of that goal, assuming that you set realistic goals that can be achievable and that you actually work to the action steps. So with the action steps, the thing is, you need to make a list of things that you need to do in order to achieve that result, okay? So a lot of times this is where people get lost in the weeds here, because things like weight loss reality shows where, you know, somebody would jump on a scale a week after doing a plan and they're down 20, 30 pounds, whatever. I think there was a time where that really messed people up, where if they saw 1 or 2 pound loss in, you know, a 7-day period, they were discouraged. And the truth is, I try to tell clients and those in my fitness world, you know, if you're losing that much weight every week, where is that going to put you in 10 weeks, 20 weeks, 30 weeks, right? If you're losing a pound to 2 pounds a week, so let's say a pound, pound and a half, right? You're losing like 4 to 5, 6 pounds in a month. Do that every month. You're going to look like a totally different person in 6 months, right? And weight loss isn't something that is going to be necessarily on the timeline of every 7 days. You're going to see a calculation that equates to what it should be, meaning your calorie expenditure and your calorie intake will equal that given weight. It will always balance out. It just doesn't balance out at that exact moment that you get on the scale. And that can discourage a lot of people where they think something's not working, right? There's a lot of factors that go into you not seeing that result on that day. And it's just multifactorial, from everything from stress, from water retention, from, you know, bowel movements. It's just, there's so many things. You know, a body composition measurement will give you a better, accurate assessment of where you are in that moment. So you might be adding muscle and you know, losing body fat, and the scale, if you're just measuring for pounds, you might be the same or way more, but you're actually healthier and you're actually moving in the direction of weight loss. But it's a process, okay? It all happens, the principles work, and you just need to execute them. So if you think about losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, right? A pound of weight loss is a 3,500 calorie deficit. That means that you need to exercise or move in order to burn a certain amount of energy. Now, burning 3,500 calories is a pretty difficult task, right, with just exercise. You also need to show a calorie deficit, assuming that you're eating over your maintenance calories for your body weight. Eat at or below that number. You need to eat at a number that's closer to the weight loss that you want. So whenever you're trying to assess what to do here, look at how many calories you're taking in a day. What is the recommended amount for your body weight? Eating at that maintenance level and then below is what's going to create the calorie deficit, along with exercise, which is just a little extra burn there. You're going to be able to achieve your results by showing regular daily step actions of doing the things that you've listed down in your goals, in your action steps, that are going to help you to continue to see the weight loss. And again, you may not see it. You might see a big drop in 3 days. You might not see anything for 5 days. But if you continue to practice the principles, the action steps that you set after you've set your measurable goals, that's where you start to see the results. It becomes accumulative over time. It begins like a domino effect or like a stone rolling downhill. Okay, exercise. You need to commit to a certain amount of exercise. Now, a lot of the governing bodies in fitness are saying, instead of saying somebody needs to work out 3 days a week or exercise 3 days a week, just plan on exercising every day, okay? What that means is that life will get in the way, and hopefully you'll get 5 of those days out of 7, or maybe you'll hit 6 out of 7. On rare occasion, you'll have just straight exercise every single day. But the thing is that you can't beat yourself up if one day you missed, or if you didn't get in, like, say, an hour of exercise, but maybe you got in 30 minutes or 20 minutes of exercise. That's better than have skipped the whole day altogether, because it still shows an action on your part. It keeps the habit. It keeps you moving in that direction. You just dust yourself off, get back on the horse the next day, and get your exercise done. When it comes to your nutritional intake or diet, I don't mean the traditional sense of a diet, like a diet book or a diet plan. I'm talking about just your daily intake, okay? You need to figure out, based on your lifestyle, based on, how you feel when you're eating. Some people do better with multiple small meals a day. Some people do better with fewer, larger meals in a day. At the end of the day, what you want to try to focus on is that you just have a calorie deficit, and that you're eating nutrient-dense foods. You're having them in proper portion sizes that are going to fuel you, help you to feel good, not feel bloated, and you don't want to walk around hungry all day. If you are, there's a sign that something needs to be tweaked with your nutrition. So measuring your calories, if you just stay with that, right? There's so many apps that you can just download and measure your calories, keep an accounting. It's like your checking account, right? You want to make sure that you're balancing your income, and what you have is your balance with also the money that's going out. It's simple economics like that. It works the same way with your calories. If you're not tracking it, or if I have somebody that I work with that's not tracking their calories or tracking their intake, but they have tracked it when they're doing really good, I know that they've fallen off the wagon. Because whenever you do the right things, whenever you do the things that you've made and set your goals to do, then you're proud of it. And when you see it in writing, it's a sign of success and compliance to what your goals are, and you're moving in the right direction. When you don't put something down, usually that's a sign that you don't want to face the reality or face the man in the mirror, because it's representative of failure to you. But the thing is, you can't look at it as failure. You have to look at it as a learning lesson, okay? So when it's written down and you can face it, okay, then you have it recorded, one, and two, you could see what worked and what didn't. If you didn't achieve your result, it's not like this head-scratching mystery. It's right there. And while it's hard to look at, just like taking that initial before picture, if you're doing a transformation, it's always really hard to do that, because it's facing the reality that you haven't been following the steps and taking the actions that will get you to a lean, strong, healthy body. The thing is, with recording it, with writing down what you're doing, right? And knowing what actions you need to take in order to achieve the goal you've set for yourself, it's a real snapshot and a reality check of, did the things I do today get me or move me in the direction of success, or did it move me further away? And that's hard to accept, because we'll try to just justify falling off the wagon or not doing it this day or that day based on how we feel, based on the time that we assume or we identify that we have in that day, that we think that we have. And everybody has 24 hours in a day, and there's times where schedules are a little muddier, a little muckier, but that's a reality that if you aren't following the action steps that you need to take, then you know that, hey, this is measurable, this is why I'm not achieving what I'm trying to achieve. It's painful, but it also keeps you in check, and that's what we need, is accountability. The third thing I'm going to talk about in this video, guys, is something that really will keep you on track, because a lot of times it's been said that people will make emotional decisions and find a logical way to justify it. And it's so true. If you really think about that statement, whether it's your politics, your religion, your defense of friends, or your hatred of people, you will find an emotionally compelling reason or reasons inside of you to justify. You'll find those reasons, and then you'll just stick with it, but build the argument or justification through logic. So you almost reverse engineer your opinions or your feelings on things. And the thing is that you can have the goals, you can have the action steps, all of that down, right? A blueprint for success. But unless you've developed emotionally compelling reasons, the whys, why is it important to you, why must you do it, then when the going gets tough and the motivation wears off, you're going to crumble. And when you have this as an anchor, all of a sudden, when it's hooked to your emotions, when it's linked and synced up with your emotions, you start to second guess giving up that day, second guess having that piece of cake, when you know that it would have been better for you to have maybe a protein shake, or maybe a healthy snack of fruits and vegetables, whatever it is, right? You have to have something that's linked to either a lot of love, a lot of acceptance, likability, accomplishment, success, whatever it is for you, and a lot of pain linked to not achieving it. So that when you look at the daunting tasks of the action steps that you need to take in order to achieve your after picture or after result, it's more painful to fail than it is to just do it, get it done, succeed, get to the next day, and build that momentum, build that habit, and it becomes ingrained in you. And then it just becomes who you are. It's no longer a struggle to try to be a fit person. You just simply identify yourself as a healthy person, as somebody who's fit, as somebody who's successful, taking control of their life, despite what's going on around the world, in this time especially, to have self-control and have your self-esteem, self-awareness in check makes you a much happier, stable, and productive member of society. And that's important. Think about why you must achieve these goals, right? How are you going to feel? How is it going to feel to take that after picture, or to meet your goal by vacation time, or to make that person take notice of you that you're trying to get to notice you? Whatever it is, the impact it all has on friends, family, loved ones, on your job, on the things that really matter. It's the best way to say it. The things that matter to you. And I don't know what those things are, but you do. And if you haven't figured it out yet, you've really got to slow yourself down, take out all of the little distractions, all of the things that are keeping us from really hyper-focusing in one direction of what we need to do in order to achieve happiness in this area of our life, in order to achieve success in this area of our life. And just get it done. And it's as simple as that, you guys. Setting goals, something that's measurable and realistic, taking action steps, or identifying what those action steps are going to be to get you to that goal. Have a deadline. It's got to be on purpose, on a deadline, so that it's something measurable, and then there's extreme pressure in a good way that's going to keep you on track and not have you blowing it on a Friday, binging all weekend, not moving, not exercising, and then starting again on Monday. Because if it doesn't have an end date, if your mortgage payment, it doesn't have a deadline, if you don't have boundaries around 9 to 5 or your work hours, whatever it is, right, then what's going to happen is you're going to continue to put it off. If you have a to-do list and it's got 3 things and you got to get them done in the next 2 hours, or there's consequences, you end up doing it. If you have 3 things and you got to get it done in 2 weeks, it usually takes you close to 2 weeks. If no deadline, then those things generally are just like, oh, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it eventually, because you don't have to get it done. You need the accountability. You need the emotionally compelling reasons why. You need to make some goals that you can actually measure to see if you achieved the result you want or not, and then take it and put the pedal to the metal and get it done. Guys, comment below. Let me know if you have questions on this. I can expand on this more with SMART goals and other things, ways. There's like the little minutia. Once you start to get those things ironed out, boom, you're off to the races. But in the meantime, I want you to focus on the big picture and just look at the things we talked about today. And if you put those things down, take action on it, there is no stopping you.